I hope you and your families are staying well. Today I'm back with another video, and that is about choosing S corporation versus LLC. I have seen this question raised by almost all of my clients when they start new business. While this is not an easy answer as it can depend on a lot of different factors like state in which you're operating your business and type of business you're setting up. So I will try to go over some of the key similarities and differences between both of these entities. So let's first look at some of the common things which each of the each type of entity shares, like S corporation versus LLC slash partnership. So one of the biggest advantage, or you can say the common things between S corporation and LLCs are they provide a limited liability protection, which means you can protect your personal assets from the creditors of your business. And the another benefit you get of choosing S corporation and LLC is you avoid paying double taxes. What this means is that both type of structures avoid tax on federal corporation side. In both type of structures, all income and expenses usually pass through to your personal tax return via K1, and income gets taxed on your personal return and helps avoid double taxation. So these are some of the key similarities between S corporations and LLCs. And the main is, like as mentioned, limited liability protections. It helps to do avoid double taxation. So now let's look at some of the key benefits of setting up an LLC slash partnership. They are usually easy to set up as compared to S corporation, especially if you want to register your company in multiple states. And also the another key benefit of LLC is there's no limit on number of partners it can have. You can have 100 partners, 200 partners, 300 partners. There's no really limit on how many number of partners you can have. Whereas on the S corporation side, you can have only about 100 shareholders, which I will discuss in few minutes. And another key benefit of having a partnership slash LLC is you can have as many different class of stocks. Like you can have common stocks, preferred stocks, and then other type of stocks. And and then one of the key benefit I see in the partnership is there's no basically any requirement or limitation who can be a partner. You can be an foreign person, you can be a trust, you can be an estate, you can be an S corporation. So any type of entity or person can be a partner in the partnership. And another thing you will see in the partnership is it kind of gives you more flexibility as opposed to S corporation. You can split your profit and loss in different scenarios. Like let's say you can decide to split profit and loss based on the ownership percentage, based on your capital contributions, or in any way it's written in your operating agreement. So as you can see, right, there are a lot of benefits of LLC. But there's a one key disadvantage, not a disadvantage, but I would say a little bit con as comparing to the S corporation is you will pay a little bit more self-employment taxes. Usually what happened in LLC is any profits left over which are given to the partners, the whole income is subject to the self-employment taxes. And since you're considered employee and employer, that tax can be about 15.4%. So that's one of the limitation I think in the LLC you will see. And the another disadvantage is the owners of LLC need to make sure they don't pierce the corporate veil. Now, what I mean by corporate veil is they have to operate the LLC separately from their personal affairs. The LLC cannot be a shell, but it should be an operating entity. We have seen some cases where a business owner lost their limited liability protection because there was no distinct difference between the LLC and its owner. So it's very important for the members or the partnership to make sure they don't commingle their funds. They keep some distance between their personal affairs and business affairs. So now, since we already talked about some dif- benefits and disadvantages of LLC. Now let's look at some key benefits of S corporations. Basically, as corporation get the all benefits of limited liability protection and everything like we discussed. But one of the key benefit in the S corporation you can get is you can save some money in the self-employment taxes. And the way it works is usually the owners of the S corporations are required to take a reasonable salary. And then whatever salary you take, you just pay Social Security, Medicare taxes on that. And this year employment tax can be around 15.4% between employee and employer portion. And another way the S corporation owners get the money is through the distribution. So basically, whatever the profits left over after usual business expenses and after taking owners reasonable salary, the excess is called net income, and that is free from self-employment taxes. So let's look at one quick example. Let's say company profit is usually about $200,000 before drawing any owner salary. The shareholder takes around 100K in salary, on which self-employment tax is around 15,400 between employer and employer portion, and rest of the 100K is free from the self-employment tax. So as you can see, right? I mean, if we're if you're S corporation, you're not paying her tax, Social Security, Medicare on up to $100,000, like we mentioned in this example. Whereas if it was a LLC or partnership, you might be subjected to self-employment taxes on full 200,000. Please note one thing: the excess on the S corporation is still taxable for the purposes of personal, federal, and state income taxes. Only the distributions are considered free from the self-employment taxes. So I hope it kind of clears some doubts. So now let's look at some of the key disadvantages of S corporation. One of the key disadvantage is the person must be a US resident. You cannot be a foreign owner, you cannot be a foreign resident if you want to be the shareholder of S corporation. So that's one of the downside. If you want to have a multi-member LLC where you think you will have like foreign owners and stuff, then I don't recommend setting up an S corporation. And then there's also a limit on number of shareholders. You can only have about up to 100 shareholders, and you can have only one class of stocks. And and then also, as opposed to partnerships, right, there's a less flexibility how you can share the profit and loss. In partnership, as we discussed, you can split the profits based on the ownership percentage, based on your capital contributions, or depending on what's written in the operating agreement. Whereas in the S corporation, you can only split the profits based on your ownership percentage. For example, if you own 20% of the uh, corporation, you you will get the 20% of the profits or the losses. And one of the another disadvantage of setting up S corporation is if you have more than 25% of gross receipt from passive activities such as real estate investment, this automatically converts your S corporation into a C corporation, and you can lose some key tax advantages. So please make sure to look into these things before you set up any kind of tax structure, whether S corporation or LLC. So here you guys go. I try to put and explain some key similarities and differences between LLC and S Corp. So as you can see, there's no easy answer to say which one is better, as answer can be different for individual to individual depending on industry, state, and their long-term plans. But based on my experience, again, please note this is not like any tax advice, but based on our experience, I would say if you're looking to establish business in different states or want to have foreign partners, etc., then LLC might be a little bit better option when you compare with the S corporation. Whereas S corporation is usually a good option for small businesses, which are usually operated by one shareholder or by family members and usually maintained in one state. So I would highly recommend to for you to consult a CPA and discuss what will be the best option for your case. Hope you guys like this video. Please do subscribe, like, and share this video. And if you want me to cover a specific topic in general, please post in comments and I will definitely try my best to make the video on it ASAP. And I will see you in the next video. Till then, take care and have a good rest of your day.